Hi guys, I'm just going to stop and make a miniature video. I don't know if it's going to be miniature, I always say that and it turns out 40 minutes long though. So I'm just going to talk about a VR game called Garden of the Sea. It's not Garden by the Sea, it's Garden of the Sea. I saw it and Marcus was vomiting into a bucket and I was like, that looks really cute. It's a really, I would say, girly game, but lots of grown adult men play this, so you know, but I liked it straight away. I thought, I see the appeal in that you grow things, you can obviously build a house. It's not quite as extravagant as that. It is build a house, but it's a little bit more scripted. So I would say this game was targeted towards children because you can just tell it sort of is. There's no stress, it's a really like carefree game. Take your time, do this, grow plants, pet this animal, just have a nice time, make a boat, sail on the boat. It's just a cute, relaxing game and I really think it's quite nice. Considering it's targeted to, I don't know what the heck is wrong with my brain recently. I really struggled to figure out things in this game. I would say I'm pretty good at puzzles. And God, I just couldn't figure most of the stuff out in this. And sometimes it's really obvious, but you needed something with you. I googled so much on this because I was like, where's this flower? How do I do this? Whereabouts do I get that? So there's so much deceiving stuff as well. Like there's an island that I thought you had to complete the game. But no, you don't. So I was running around for ages not knowing. I didn't know how to get this magnificent bracelet that you can obtain. There's these statues. They look a bit like a Deku shrub from Zelda. And you can see a little image at the bottom of them. A hand with a bracelet. And like, right, where do I get this bracelet? So there's lots of things in this where you need to examine the, just look to solve the problem. So there's a boat in a tree. That's the first thing I noticed. Why is there a boat in a tree? I don't know what is a boat in a tree, but there is. So there's this boat in a tree. And then I realised later on it's part of the boat. You have to build this boat, you have to find these parts, do things on the first island, complete them to get parts for the boat, and then you can go off sailing. But I realised, oh, that's part of the boat. How do I get it out the tree? And there's a little guy stood next to it, and usually these guys have a little bubble, and you have to give them stuff, and that's how you complete tasks. There was a manatee, whale, floaty whale thingamajig. Who wanted three turnips, and then he gave you a part of the boat. And there was other situations like this too. You had to complete something you have to give them stuff to make stuff, like to make a totem type thing out of materials and give them the totem, and then that solved that, and I was given a boat part. But this, there was nothing. He was stood there and he didn't have a bubble, and I was like, right, how do I get this boat out of this tree? I'm trying to teleport into it because I'm just like, maybe I have to get into the boat and then I'm heavy and it falls down. And I was like, I can't teleport in. My teleportation beam doesn't reach up there. So I was like, what do I do? What's the deal with you? And I was like, yes, I don't know what. So I looked at him and he stood there with an axe, and I thought, is that a hint? Do I have to use the axe to cut the tree down? Surely not. That seems all kinds of dangerous, but that's what you did. You had to bring your axe over and chop down a tree. That's like, it's just different. Sometimes they flip things on their heads. Like one of the merchants, I couldn't figure out for the love nor money how to pay him. The upgrade merchant, he was different to the other ones and I didn't know how to do it. There's another one where there's one hidden behind logs, but the logs are tough and your axe doesn't do nothing to break them down. And then you realise the little guy has a red axe and you're like, my axe is made of stone, his axe is made of metal. I obviously need to upgrade my axe to be able to chop down these trees. I didn't know how to bring the merchants in either. I was like, just so like when I triggered them, I was like, where are they then? Who are the merchants? Do I need to bring them over in my boat? I didn't have a clue. I was so lost. I think all the colours and the cute animals just made my brain rot a bit. I just completely had no common sense with this game. So there's lots of things that I was not sure about, like when I first started fishing. By the way, you can upgrade your fishing rod, but it doesn't seem to do anything. It's a lot of money. 3,000 shells to upgrade your fishing rod. I thought that must allow you to catch like more magnificent, rare types of fish, surely. Doesn't seem to do anything different. It just has a couple of feather tassels on it and it's blue. I didn't know how to fish either. Sorry, I tried to swear. Kids might watch this. Not for children. I'll make all my videos not for children, but you know. So yeah, I just kept losing. I was like, I'm doing something wrong. But the wire turns red. I didn't even notice it. I think it's very subtle. Like, I was looking at the rod and I was like, I obviously need to do something. I didn't notice it was turning red. So when the fishing line goes red, you would stop reeling. That's the key. So I got fish in a bubble. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like displaying them around my house. This is what I mean. Displaying them around my house in a bubble. I thought that's what the fish were. I thought you just displayed them in your house. Because they come in a bubble and they're animated and it's like a little fish like ornament. So I'm placing them gently around on shelves on top of bookcases, just displaying my fish. Look at it, it's so cute, it's bubble. But something felt wrong. I was like, this feels wrong somehow. Is this really how you display these? Can you not get some sort of an aquarium? I was just going through. I wish I could get a good decent way to display my fish. Because one of them, it was an anglerfish. It was a flat anglerfish, cute looking anglerfish. Got it on a diamond island. I don't know what they're called. The Crystal Island, which I love. It goes dark. I like the music as you approach it. It's very ominous, isn't it? The way the music changes when you approach this island. Just like, what's going on? There's a ghost with a telescope. I don't know what you do with him. He seems to be there forever, looking through his telescope. I don't know what he's expecting to see, but he's on a mission to look through his telescope till he sees what he wants to see. So I put this one in my house. I caught an anglerfish and I put it in my house. And this one seemed to roll around all over the place. The other one just sat on the spot and did its fish stuff, but this one just was rolling around all over the place. I tried putting it on a cushion and everything, and it was just rolling around all over the place. Like, the other one stays in place, but you roll around all over the place. I was like, this is not convenient. I put it down on one side of my house, going on an adventure, and come back and it's rolled out into the garden. So there's a person that plays this on YouTube. Very deceiving titles, I must admit. He makes the game seem way more gripping and tense than it is. An angry penguin. Human food? I don't like your human food. It is human food. Offering it a milkshake or a frosty drink. I don't want that's human food. But they eat everything. These creatures, they don't care. As long as it's food on the food scale, they will eat it. There's no palaver. There's no stress. They just will eat whatever. But he's made out that, oh, human food, I don't know if I want this. I watched him because I was trying to find the feckin' bracelet. I was like, how do I find the bracelet? I just don't know why I struggled so much with this game to put pieces together, to know how to solve things. I really don't know what it was, but I really couldn't figure a lot of stuff out in this game. And he threw them in his pond. I'm like, why did I think to do that? I don't know. I just thought they came in the bubble and that was it. Once you caught them, that was what they were. I didn't know they just took on another form, throw them in the water, and they just swim around like normal fish. I just don't know why I couldn't. I wish there was a better way to display my fish. Do we get some sort of an aquarium? There's a fish pond in your garden. That's how you display your fish. So that's one thing that I really struggled with. So there's an island with red trees. I don't know what it's called. It's a very nice looking island, but there's these stones and you sort of solve things. I solved one thing. I don't know, I think I can't remember how I got this. There's like a doodad that you operate these stones with. I can't remember where I got it from, but I get it from somewhere, and I realised you can operate it to do stuff with these stones. So there's these stones, and I go across the bridge to look at the other stone, and then the bridge collapses and I'm stuck on this tiny little island. I was on here for so long. An embarrassingly long amount of time I was on this little island. So I'm on this island with this stone. I've put a pink stone, which I've got something from using this thing, I think, and I've put that, it's gone into my glove and given me a power up. And on the stone, there's a stone tablet on this little island telling me that I can teleport to them. The last image is rather deceiving though. I don't think it took me ages to figure out that it was this I don't think this is what I look like. It makes up this is what your character looks like because you're just a floating pair of hands, but the hands don't match up to how this illustration looks. So I think it's just showing a little plant creature. It's supposed to be teleporting, but it doesn't look like it's teleporting. It looked like a totally different entity. It looked like a lizard to me. And I was like, where's this lizard they speak of? What is this lizard? Even though it's illustrated, I don't think it's very clear. The people that made it, of course, they know. They're like, it's obvious what it is. But when you don't know, I just don't think it looks like a character being stretched out of teleporting. It's supposed to be stretching because it's going so fast. Why was a lizard? Where's this lizard they speak of? I'm stuck on here. I don't know what this lizard is. And then it took me, I looked at the picture a little bit more and realised it was just a contorted version of this character. You could teleport to stones. So I was just like, I just put my beam out and it goes to a certain point on the stone and I teleported to it. It's a stone that I'm on the island with, so I can walk to it. So I'm like, okay, what have I achieved by doing this? What have I achieved by doing this? And I thought maybe I have to smash the stone by teleporting into it further away. So I got as far as I could on this tiny island, teleported in and didn't do anything. I was like, what is it trying to tell me? It's literally telling me on this picture what I'm supposed to do. I can teleport to this stone, but what's the point? I can walk to it. All the time you've used this beam to teleport. That's how you get to certain points. You can walk around with the stick if you set it, but you can also teleport, and it doesn't go very far. It goes about 7 feet in front of you or something, and you can also go up high, but not too high. So this is my knowledge of this laser thing, this thing that allows me to teleport that comes out of my glove. This is my knowledge as to what you can do. So I was like, what do I do? And I'm just running around trying to teleport to it from different sides, and I was like, am I really going to have to Google this? I was like, am I really going to have to Google this? It's telling me what to do, but I can't, I can teleport to the stone, but what's the point? And then I was just messing around. I was just put my arm out and it just went ding to the 150 foot across the frigging pond. 50 foot away it went ding into it, and I'm like, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know the laser could all of a sudden go really, really far away from you. So I was like, how was I supposed to know that? I know it tells you where you can teleport to stones, but it doesn't tell you that your laser now goes further than it did before as long as there's a pink stone that's active. It just didn't really specify. I was like, that's not very obvious at all. Yes, it's telling you can teleport to stones, but I thought he meant this one here on the same island. I was like, what's the point? It was just me messing around, like putting my arm out, and then it went out. I was like, oh, so I can fly over to it like Superman, can I? Because you need to put your arm out like that. This is also a different thing. You always go like with this, like just this angle, but you have to put your arm out like Superman to get this to work. And this is all new. This is what I mean by flips things that you know on your head. But I was on this little island for, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes. And what am I supposed to do? Looking at the illustration, right, you're telling me I can teleport. What's the point? That's ridiculous. I felt so embarrassed. So let's talk about the bracelet, shall we? So I knew you had to find a bracelet. I didn't know where the hell to get it from. I tried Googling it. I really couldn't find very much. Marcus found something right away about it, and I'm like, I couldn't find it. Led me to Facebook and everything, and people just not getting. People are like, where are the bracelet? And nobody's responded on Facebook because that's what it's led me to. And there's no videos really telling you. Somebody's playing the game fully, but it was before the update. When they updated, they put an extra island in. Apparently they removed the mushroom island, which I saw on a picture. This was removed in the update. I didn't even get to see what was on the mushroom island. But yeah, this person was playing it all the way through before this happened. They did get the bracelet, I think. I didn't watch it all the way. It got to the point where they were on the platform with the flames and something's coming out of the water, and I was like, right, that's the end of the game. But I need to know how to do this whale island. So I didn't, if I just continued to watch the person's video till the end, I would have known exactly where to get the bracelet. I just thought, oh, they haven't done the whale island I need to do that, so I didn't watch it all the way to the end. I was so close. I was sailing around. I was trying to figure out, because I thought, yeah, I mean, it's obvious when you know what to look for. The blue flame gets activated at the very start of the game. The starting island, you activate this blue flame, and on the pedestal in the middle of the ocean, there's a statue stood behind every single flame except one, the blue one. This is, and I noticed when I went on there early on that this blue flame activated when I got close to it, but I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, that's a bit weird. I don't know why that happened. And when you look and you know, it's quite obvious there's no statue behind this one, so maybe I stand behind it in place of the statue, and that's what you do. But yeah, I'm floating around. I try to figure out how to solve this blooming whale, because I thought I had to solve every single island to get all of the flames active, and I thought I need to get this last flame active by solving this last island, but I couldn't figure it out. There was a thing in the middle that I obviously couldn't do anything with. There was a plaque showing me the bracelet activating statues. What it's saying is come back here when you have the bracelet and go around, because there's these little statues on every single island, and they hold a treasure map which leads you to a bit of treasure which allows you to put things on the center thing. I'm like, I need to figure out how to get this fairy up so she can give me her blue flame. So I didn't know what the hell to do, and I was sailing around at desperation, and I just went to the center island just to see if anything had changed. This is what is so hilarious to me. I just went there to see if anything had changed. If I just stood by the blue flame, I would have done it. I literally just went on. I just look at this island. Has anything changed? No, it's exactly the same. There's one flame that's needed still, and I need it from the cave with the whale painted on the door. That is obviously what I do. But no, you have to light it yourself. So when you have the bracelet, you can go to these statues on every island, and you can get a map, and then you find a head. It's these different heads that go on the center thing and the whale. There's a picture of a whale on the door. So I knew about the whale because of this guy's videos. I like to refer to this whale as a delightful disappointment because I love him, but he's disappointing AF. Really. Once I'd completed this, I didn't look at somebody do it. I just got all the things out the ground and then put them in. It's a little bit fiddling until you get them right. And then the door opens and there's a little whale in a bubble. So cute. And I knew from this guy's video that you toss it into the ocean. This was the scariest thing ever. I made a different save slot just in case this isn't what you did, but it's a whale. And putting it in your fish pond just doesn't make sense. I'm still waiting for the merchants to get a table, by the way. I still need a table for my 15 tea trays that I've bought. I've bought about 3 different little serving things with cups and plates, and I can't display it anywhere because they're not getting a table in. So I need to throw this whale into the ocean because there's a video and it makes sense to do this, but my goodness, was it worrying? Did I do that wrong? Was I not supposed to put it in the ocean? Is it just to have a cool little whale for my pond? Is that the deal with Wally? I called him Wally, I don't know, Wally the whale. So I threw him in like there's water near your house, and you can, it's quite shallow, and I was like, maybe throw him in there, and then he grows up and he's like a constant like whale in your house area, and you can constantly see the whale there. So I'm playing and I'm thinking, did I do it right? Did I do it? I did it right, and days have gone right, and I heard a whale call, and I was like, I'm positive I just heard a whale make a noise. I'm positive I did, and I've never noticed that before, and I had a good feeling that that was Wally calling out. So I went sailing and up he popped. I was like, oh my god, look, he's grown up. He was so cute. He's adorable. Oh my goodness, is he adorable? This is why he's so incredibly disappointing as well. Oh, he's so cute. There's now a whale in the sea. Oh, I love him. I love him so much. And I pulled up to him and I'm like, wow, okay, what do you want from me? What exactly do you want from me? He was just blowing water out of his blowhole and just being really quirky, like, I'm confused. What are you? And I was just like, what do I do with him? Okay, that was nice. Bye then. I just sailed on. I was like, what was I supposed to do with him? There's even a jetty in your house, and I thought if you went out onto the jetty, maybe he swims in and comes up and you can see him and you can pet him. You can't pet him at all, and this saddens me beyond end. You can pet everything else in the game, all the birds, all the penguins, all the floating cow things, the moles, which sound a little bit aggressive. Get the hell off me, I don't want it. But not the whale. The deal with the whale, this is all he does from what I can see, is he pops out. I don't know when he does. I think it's just random. Sometimes I hear him and go, whoa, and I go out and try to find him. All you do with Wally is find him, pops out the water, looks at you, and you feed him. And he burps, goes, and then goes back in the water, and that's Wally. That's what you do. It's really adorable and I love him. Comes out and does a little show for me with his blowhole, and it's really cute. And I love his character, his personality. He gets excited sometimes when he sees your boat coming. And it's really lovely knowing you have a whale in the ocean now and he's yours and he comes up to see you and you can feed him. That's all you can do. Why? I even got really close to him. I got right up to him once I bashed my boat into him. I'm trying to figure out the controls of the boat. I'm trying to approach him, but sort of like close enough where I can sort of try and pet him, but I smashed my boat into him. He didn't seem to care, but still. So this time I pulled up next to him. I could put my hands on him and it doesn't do anything. You can't pet Wally at all. Why? I just want to know why. Hi, it's me on a different day. So I'm doing an add-on to my Garden of the Sea. So I realised that you can actually pet a Wally the whale, but it's really hard work to do so. But I was really thrilled when I leant in and it worked, because I put my hands through his head once before and he didn't react to me. So I was absolutely convinced that you could not pet this whale. I play it sitting down and you can't seem to set a very good radius on the play zone when you're sitting down. It's basically a little circle around you and that's it. Even if you're sitting down, you still lean out of the play zone to do activities. But even if you were stood up, that you can set a much bigger radius for play zone, but I think you'd have to crouch and lean. So it's still not convenient. The only way to pet Wally is to crash a boat into him and then you can lean in and pet him, but it is really hard. You still have to really lean. I do go out of the play zone. I'm going to really try to pet him. It literally goes black and white, says you will have the play zone. So you really leave the play zone when you pet him, but you can actually do it. And I feel a little bit more fulfilled with Wally now that I can actually pet his face. And I'm really pleased about it. I was convinced you couldn't, but you can. It's just hard work to do so. But you still can. And I was thrilled and nearly wet myself when his little eyes, his big whale eyes closed, and you could see he was enjoying having his nose stroked. And he does his little happy dance and stays there forever. Like, he doesn't go away. He stays there for as long as you want to pet him for. So I feel a lot more fulfilled. I just wish he came to your house. I still wish that he came to your house. I just wish the merchants would get a friggin' tabling, because I'm sick of my trays being all over the floor. No tables, no chairs, just beds, cupboards. One time the cupboard went into the sea. I was furious. It was like this shaped. I was going to put a plant in it. I had visions. It's like a little decorative stand, and I had visions to put a little plant in it. So I bought it, and I was trying to put it in my inventory. They sort of hand it to you, but unless you hold the button down, they drop it. And I think I grabbed it, but I didn't have the button held down, and it went through the boat and into the ocean. I was so annoyed. It went through the boat and into the ocean. I just heard it go in. I was like, that was my plant display decorative thing, wasn't it? Just went in the ocean. You throw things in the ocean because sometimes you can't get rid of some things and they come back on the land. Why can't this happen too? Yeah, I really want to throw a piece of furniture that I bought from a merchant into the sea. And why didn't it just teleport back onto land? Obviously, I've just thrown it away by accident. Can't get rid of fucking recipes and stuff. You have to keep on to these recipes, even those simple ones which you know really easy, like how to make dye. It's just a ball of water and a colour, something that's coloured, and that's it. But I have to hold on to this recipe forever because there's no way to get rid of it. I was trying to toss the ones I don't need in the ocean because the bin wouldn't eat it. I didn't know it was a bin, by the way. First time I got them, because he doesn't tell you what they are. I got something, I thought it was a bell. I still don't know what it is. It looks like a bell. They got it and it didn't ring. I was like, well, that's disappointing. What is this? I think it's supposed to be a jug because it's on one of the trays. I think it's supposed to be a jug, but I don't know. So I got this thing and I thought it was a seat. I thought it was like a little stool. I don't know. It doesn't tell what it is. So you buy it and you put it down. I thought it was a little stool. So I tried to put one of my fish on it. I tried to place a fish on it because I thought, put him on the stalk before I realised I could throw him in the pond. Put that on there, decorate him on the stalk, and he disappeared. And I went outside. I was like, where did it go? It couldn't have gone far. I just placed it on the stool and it disappeared. And I realised later I put something over it and it opened up and there was a little face in the bottom with his mouth open ready to consume the thing I was getting ready to put in. I was like, oh, it's a bin. I swear the fish went. I put him in the bin. So my bin ate my fish. But you put certain things in and they spit it back out. Like, you can't put that in. That's too important. I know how to make diet. I don't need this card no more. I just throw it in the ocean and it comes back on land. So I really like making the house. The biggest form of the house. Oh my God, was it exciting. Oh, this is mine. I made this with flowers and pieces of water and stuff that don't make sense for making a house. But I've made it with these things. But yeah, the biggest form. It's like a castle. It's absolutely amazing. It's at a point you're like, what can I put in it to fill up all this space? And I still feel like the way I've laid the house out is a little odd. You're kind of left with all these rooms and this space and you put things where you want them, which is really great. But it's like when you buy a big house in The Sims, first I could afford this biggest mansion ever, and you buy it and you go in and you're like, this is a lot of room. What can I put in? This was a bit the same. Like, I've put my bed upstairs. It's a huge window and I'm like, is this really what you're supposed to put here? I know it's up to you what you put where, but I'm like, it's a massive window. The curtains are really rubbish. Like the curtains, it's a massive window, but you can't get curtains that are the right size. Like The Sims all over again. You can't get curtains to fit this window. I got a bath. I was like, what is this? It's on the shelf of the merchant. It's this size. I'm like, is it a little sink? Is it a little sink? How cute. Where can I put that? Put it in my toilet because there is actually no sink in the toilet. Got it home and it was huge and I was like, oh, I think it's a bath. The bath has been difficult to know where to put it. It kind of don't look good anywhere. I do like the fact that you can buy these things, but I'd love the bath to be able to fill with water, and it doesn't. It's just a big empty, looks like something you make butter in. It doesn't look like a bath. I just put two and two together, that's what it is, because of the size, and if it has like a tap login thing and a mechanic at the side to let the water out, I was like, this ain't gonna work inside, is it? Got to let me water out. I'm still waiting for a feckin' table, guys. For goodness sake, why is it taking you so long to get a table in? You obviously have a table because there's things to put on a table. So anyway, yeah, I really like this game. So as I saw it, I thought, I like the look of that. Petting animals, growing plants, putting beds in a house. So I took it down for all of that. There's a pink dragon. It's called a dragon sheep. It's so cute. I saw this in the trailer. This is one of the reasons I wanted the game. I was like, look at that. Isn't it adorable? I can't wait to see that in VR. So this little thing on the bamboo island, once you complete it, it follows you around the whole game and I love it. I don't like the fact you can't build it a house. I wish you could build it a house, but you can't. I love him so much. I'm so glad he's part of your game when you find him because he's lovely. If I had to leave him on the island, that would have been really sad. I wish you could make also houses for your animals. You can do it. There's derelict buildings that you need to repair with flowers and wood and straw and water and God knows what else. Something that is like, what is that? It's like a statue. What is that? It's something you get from other islands. And then you have a little house with 4 spots, but there's always a penguin and there's always an animal walking around wanting a house, and there's never any spaces for them. They're all taken by other colours. Occasionally it will go back to blank again. I don't know what causes it, but occasionally it will go back to blank again, and then you can give it to an assigned animal and then they will have that bed for a while. They always seem to have babies and stuff, but I don't know whether it actually multiplies or if they get rid of some and you just don't notice. So I don't know if they just get rid of some because otherwise you'd end up overrun with penguins and flying cows. So I don't know what the deal is with it because they're still multiplying. Occasionally you get a chance, they get a little nest icon above their heads and then they have a little egg. The moles, they've only had one baby. One of them's changed colour. I don't know why. One of them has changed colour to a lighter grey, and I think his eyes have changed. Like, it's a new baby, but they've only had one baby. I made loads of nests for them, thinking they'd all want to have a baby, but literally they've had one, and that's it. And they haven't wanted any more since. And all these moles do is walk around needing a house, and all the others are taken, and you can't give them, and they won't like overwrite it. You can't clean it. I tried dunking it in water in case you can wipe away the paint and give this one a chance to have a house. Once this yellow one's had a house forever, this green one wants a house, and he should have a chance to have a house too. Mr. Yellow has had it way too long, and Mr. Green wants it, but he can't have it because Mr. Yellow has it. So, like, why can you not make houses separately? Why can you make one house and that's it, with 4 spots in it, and that's it? Like, why can you not craft more houses for your animals? I would like all of the penguins to have a house, really. All of the floaty cow things to have a house, but you can't because they're taken by another cow or another penguin. Like, why didn't they just allow you to make a house whenever you want for your animals? There's also a guy that you have to prepare a house for. He just sits in there forever and doesn't do anything. Like, what was the point? Why does this one have a house and that's it? Like, there's a load of like little creatures still kicking around, and you're like, am I supposed to do something with it? Because you're stood there, and I made a house for someone who's just on his own. I made a house for this one. He just sits there, and I can't do anything else with him. Can I not direct you to this house? It's obviously, it's been made for your kind. Maybe you can live there too, but no, they just stand there and you can't do anything with them. Often there's like something there, and I'm like, surely you shouldn't be here if I've done everything you want me to do. Why are you still here? It feels a little bit like it's not complete in that aspect. Like, why is there still like a guy with an axe standing around when he don't need to be there no more? He's done the thing he needs to do. Get the boat out the tree with his little axe hint, but he still stood there. Like, it makes me feel awkward. Why can I not make you a house so you can go and stand in there instead? But I just wish you could build more houses for your animals. I just get so sad with seeing them just walk around. I want a house. I have a little token above my head. I'd like a house. No rush, but I've been here for 2 years waiting for a house. I think you should be able to do it anytime you want. Give this one a chance to have a house. Captain Grey. Captain Grey's been walking around for ages. I want a house so badly. Not being able to give him one. I just don't know what makes the houses go blank, because sometimes they do. They go back to a blank slate, and you can give a penguin a house and then he takes it over. Mr. Blue takes it over, and then he wants a nest and makes an egg, and they seem to have another baby. I just don't think there's any more penguins than there really was originally, but they're having loads of babies. I think they get rid of them. Teleport them away without you noticing. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I realised if you throw the tokens into the water, they come back on land as a blank token for housing for your animals. This is also something that I've noticed that you can do. I just had the idea to toss it in the ocean, just throw it in the ocean, and it came back on blank. So this is how you get a blank house. So I've been giving all the little creatures new houses, but as they still walk around, there's still too many penguins. They're not penguins, by the way. According to Wikipedia, they're puffins. They're not penguins at all. They're puffins. So there's always puffins walking around, and always cows floating around, always needing a house, always moles walking around. So even though I know I can make the tokens blank and give a new animal a new home, there's still always like creatures wanting a house. Anyway, yep, gotta go, and still waiting for a table to come in. Still waiting for a table. Anyway, gonna go. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I like this game, even though it has many questions and it was really hard to do many things. I was stuck often on it. Bye guys.